Hi guys, it's Mrs. Delorme. Today we're going to talk about line plots, and line plots are a review from last year. Line plots are very similar to dot plots. They're actually the exact same. They both are a type of way to organize data by showing how frequently something happens or something occurs in a data set. The difference between line plots and dot plots are line plots use X's and dot plots use dots, but they're essentially the same thing. So we're going to look here. Here's a set of data. So it's student test scores. So these here, there are 20 test scores here. No, sorry, 16 test scores here. So one student scored 100, 95, 75, 80, 60, 100, so on and so forth. To create a line plot out of this data, you need a number line. So you always look for the smallest number and then the largest number. So my smallest number is a 50. The largest is 100. So I'm going to create a line graph that starts at 50 and ends at 100 because that's where my grades are going to be. I need a number for every number that appears up here, and I noticed that they all end in 0 or 5, so I can create a line plot that counts by 5, and they all have to count by the same amount. So whatever you choose, if they need to count by 2 or 1, 5s, 10s, it needs to be consistent. So from 50 to 55 is 5, 55 to 60 is 5, 60 to 65 is 5. So this is consistent, okay? So I counted by 5, starting at 50, ending at 100. Then you place an X above each number on the number line for each data set that appears there. And what I do is I just cross it off as I go. So here is 100. So I'm going to cross off 100 and put an X above 100. And that represents that data set. So one student scored 100. Then I'll do 95. And again, I'll just cross it off so I know that I used that. I'll put an X here. 75. I'll put an X here. Okay. And you just keep going. I'm going to save us some time and I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. So here are my student test scores, and this is what it's going to look like when you're finished. So there's an X above each one. What's nice about line plots is you can clearly see 50 is my lowest grade, 100 is my highest grade. Most students, the mode, scored an 80 or 100. So I'm just going to fill that in while I'm doing this. So my mode, your mode can be more than one number, and in this case it is. It's 80 and 100. So most students scored either an 80 or 100 on this. My minimum we said was 50. My maximum was 100. Now the median, remember median's middle, it's a little harder to find in a line plot, but you can still do it. So I said that there were 16 data points here. 16 divided by 2. So if I split the data in half, that would give me 8. Now, if you're not sure, you can cross off from left to right, right? I could go 1, there's 1, okay? 2, left to right. So you could cross off left to right until you get to the middle. Now, I know it's going to be in between the 8th and 9th number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to have 8 below this line and then 8 above, and I'll just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's right. So it splits right in the middle. So in between 80 and 80 is 80. So your median, the middle grade, is an 80. So I'm going to go to median. That's an 80. Okay. The range. The range is your largest minus your smallest number, so 100 minus 50. The range of these test scores range 50 numbers. Okay. The mean is your last one. I did it ahead of time because it takes a little bit longer to do. You have to add up all your numbers, which I could have done from my line plot if I didn't have the data. 50 plus 60 plus 60 plus 65 plus 75, so on and so forth. Then I could add up all of my X's, and there are 16 of them. So I have 1,215 divided by 16. Your mean or average is 75.9. So the average for all the students on this test was a 75.9%. Okay? So that's line plot. I'll show you one more. So this says feet of snow. Clearly it's not this year because we did not have any snow this year. But this calculates the feet of snow each season typically. So if I were to graph this, this would be my line plot that I would graph. The minimum I can see is 1 inch of, or whoa, 1 foot of snow. Wow, minimum 1 foot of snow. Clearly not Delaware for this year. The maximum is 11 feet of snow. The median, so I can find my median. So if I were to add them all together, 3, 4, 5, there are 20 numbers here. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. So I could find the middle. Or you can cross off from left to right. That's 1, 2, 3. This takes me a lot longer. I can just find the 10th and 11th number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's right here. There's 10 numbers before it. And there will be 10 numbers after. 3, 6, 9, 10. Okay. So your median is in between these two numbers, 7 and 7. So your median is 7. Right? And if you're not sure, you can add them together and divide by 2. So that's 7 plus 7 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7, and that makes sense. 7 is in between 7 and 7. So your median is 7. The mode. The mode is the number that occurs the most. Now in this case, there are a lot. So 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11, they all occur 3 times, so they are all the mode. Okay. Your range, your highest number minus your lowest. So 11 minus 1 is 10. So the feet of snow range by 10 feet. The mean is your last one. You add them all together and divide by how many numbers you have. So 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, so on and so forth. If you add them all together, you get 144 divided by 20 because there are 20 data values, and that's 7.2. So your mean is 7.2. It's really close to your median. It's great. Okay. So these are line plots. You can analyze data from this, which we kind of talked about. This here is your data interpreted. So you can interpret the data. Your assignment today is going to be on Schoology. You're going to interpret dot plots and line plots because dot plots are the same. And you're just going to answer questions based on the graphs. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I hope you guys are having a great day.